Welcome to Part 1 Vrindavan Pastimes. Story number 3, The Divine Dance. This is the story of Krishna's rasa dance, which should never be compared with any kind of material dance, such as a ball dance or a society dance. The rasa dance is a completely spiritual performance. So let's begin now. Time seemed to walk slowly for the gopis. Forlorn and yearning for a glimpse of Krishna, the cowherd girls gathered on the bank of the river. They had left their families and homes to be with Krishna, but he had unexpectedly disappeared from their midst. Suddenly, the sound of rustling leaves on the edge of the forest caught the attention of one gopi. Her whole face trembled as she exclaimed, "Look, Krishna is standing over there, leaning against the kadamba tree. Oh, just see, now he is walking towards us." The son of Nanda wore a golden garment and a wreath of wildflowers that contrasted against his dark body. His charming face emphasized his captivating smile. When Krishna stood before them, one girl shyly reached out and held his right hand between her folded palms. Another gopi placed Krishna's left arm on her shoulder, and together they led him into the assembly of cowherd girls. With great care, some of the gopis began making a sitting place for him. They levelled the soft sand, lay down their shawls, and invited Krishna to sit amongst them. Krishna is all attractive, but when he sat surrounded by the damsels of Vrindavan, he appeared even more attractive. While looking at his sweet face, some of the girls inquired, "Why did you leave us? We searched everywhere in the forest for you." With great tenderness, Krishna replied, "My dear girls, I know that simply for my sake you rejected the authority of worldly opinion, the Vedic scriptures, and your relatives. Therefore, I acted as I did only to increase your attachment to me. But please know that even when I removed myself from your sight, I never stopped loving you." The cowherd girls were immediately appeased by Krishna's enchanting words. After some time, Krishna stood up and invited, "Oh, my beloved gopis, see this expanse of beautiful beach made by the Jamuna river. The soft dust is devoid of any pebbles. In this auspicious place, the abundant rays of the autumn moon dispel the darkness of night. Please make a circle here, and we will now dance." In great happiness and excitement, the girls joined their hands and formed a rasa circle around Krishna. Concerned they might be too spread out and too far away from Krishna, the gopis gathered closer together, placing their arms on each other's shoulders. Their brightly hued clothes looked like the walls of a colourful fortress. Their happy faces appeared just like shimmering golden pots decorating that fortress, and their swaying braids were like black flags flying in the breeze. With encouragement from the gopis, Radharani stayed in the centre of the rasa circle with Krishna. Her face blossomed with the nectar of a bashful smile. Standing as still as a picture, she watched as her gopi friends expertly danced. Then Krishna, the supreme mystic, expanded himself and stood next to each girl. The mystic expansions of Krishna were not perceived by the gopis, and so each girl thought that Krishna was dancing with her alone. Thus Krishna began his night of dancing with Radharani and simultaneously with all the other gopi girls. Above that wonderful arena, unlimited numbers of demigods and their wives crowded the sky in their celestial airplanes. The horizon looked like an assembly hall filled with the residents of the upper planets. Wonderful celestial singers and musicians played varieties of festive tunes and melodies for the pleasure of Radharani and Krishna. While Krishna was enjoying the company of all the gopis, the astonished demigods showered delicate flowers onto the dancers. Indeed, the wives of the demigods were so entranced, some of them fainted upon seeing Krishna. As the gopis merrily spun around, their earrings swung on their cheeks, their necklaces swayed playfully on their shoulders, and their bracelets, waist belts, and ankle bells tinkled delightfully. The gopis began stamping their feet on the ground in time to the music. As the beat increased, drops of perspiration fell from their lotus feet like honey onto the sand. Then, for Krishna's pleasure, the gopis began to display various mudras, hand movements. While smiling playfully, each girl's artistic hand movements portrayed a story, such as a tender lotus stem being touched by a swan, or a lotus flower surrounded by eager bees. Sometimes the gopis composed songs while they danced with Krishna, and he would praise them. Sometimes they danced to the right and sometimes to the left in that divine circle. In this way they enjoyed Krishna's company for a very long time. When some of the gopis became exhausted from dancing, they placed their hands on Krishna's shoulders. As soon as they did this, they became overwhelmed by the aroma of his body, which emanated with the fragrance of the lotus and the pulp of sandalwood. Krishna immediately began to wipe his comforting hands over their faces to relieve their fatigue. He then invited the gopis into the refreshing waters of the Jamuna. When the girls entered the river, they soon felt revived. The gopis made a circle around Krishna, and then amidst many joking words, they slapped the surface of the water while holding their hands together. This caused little waves to rise from the Jamuna, which in turn splashed Krishna's chest. Due to all the splashing, the girls' necklaces broke and fell into the river. Their eye makeup washed away and their hair braids loosened. In this way, the beauty of the gopis increased. The girls then began to fashion earrings from small white water lilies, hair ornaments from lotuses, and necklaces of lotus stems. Thus their beauty increased again and again. After this, Krishna and the gopis came out of the water and began to wander along the bank of the Jamuna, where a nice breeze was blowing, carrying the aroma of different kinds of flowers. While strolling together, Krishna recited various kinds of poetry. Thus he enjoyed the company of the gopis in the soothing autumn moonlight. Krishna's hair was adorned with a charming array of peacock feathers fashioned in a striking half-moon design. He was the colour of dark rain clouds, and the gopis resembled a succession of brilliant rainbows. Eventually, the first faint rays of dawn began to appear below the horizon, and the moon and stars gradually disappeared from the night sky. But no ordinary length of time had elapsed that night. By Krishna's mystical power, 1,000 ages had passed within that single 12 hours. As the sun began to turn golden, Krishna asked the gopis to return to their homes. Although they were unwilling to leave his company, they replied, "You are our only ornament. You are our very life. You are the jewel in the sea of our existence. Pleasing you is the sole aim of our life." Then turning towards the village of Vrindavan, they left that most auspicious place. The wise have warned that ordinary persons should never try to imitate the uncommon activities of the Supreme Lord. For example, Krishna's lifting of Govardhan Hill is most extraordinary. Similarly, the rasa dance is also an uncommon activity and cannot be imitated by any ordinary person. Namaste.